Wednesday, March 7th, 2024. It's the day after Super Tuesday. Super fucking Tuesday. Uh which went as we expected. Trump won most of the races. Nikki Haley dropped out this morning. Biden won his races. It's as we expected that who the Republican and Democratic nominees will be. We have yet to determine whether or not there'll be a third party spoiler. That will fuck everything up. If that happens, Nikki Haley dropped out of the race today. So finally, Amy Alyssa Farrah Fowler Griffin can stop talking about, you know, Haley. Yesterday, she said, it's going to be two choices between Trump. And it was like, and she said it as if that was brand new information. It's like, we've been telling you that for a couple of months, you dumb dumb. She's really on my nerves. She worked for Trump until she was like, oh, this was a bad idea. And then she's like, Haley, it's got to be Haley. It's got to be Haley. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden it's like, she's come around to an opinion as if we all hadn't gotten there long before she did. So she's starting to annoy the crap out of me. Yeah. So in Haley's, sort of, I'm suspending my campaign speech, said, I wanted a chance for Americans' voices to get heard, and I did that. Well, no, you fucking didn't, because we all haven't had a primary. I hate this fucking system. The fact that it starts in January with fucking Iowa and then New Hampshire, like two fucking white states. Why does that determine who these nominees are going to be? It fucking sucks. Um, I'm gonna say it again. I feel the whole system needs to be reformed. Nobody should be able to even announce that they're running for president until the beginning of the year that they're running, and the beginning of the year of the election. So no candidates can announce until January 2nd. And that there are a million ways to get your names out there, to take advantage of all sorts of free press, um, that that didn't exist a million years ago. We don't need that fucking $1 billion ground game in every fucking county and every fucking state. I know you've got to get signatures on to get names on ballots, and that I get that part of it, but maybe we should be thinking about that requirement, and overhauling our entire election process. Because if we just nobody can announce until the beginning of the year, and then everybody does the primary like the middle of May. Like, I would like a primary where it's all one day, just like election day. Sure, you can have early voting, do whatever you want, but as of May 15th, it's over. And we don't announce any of the results until all of the states have finished. That includes Hawaii. Like, you don't get to know what happened in North Carolina at just 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because California and Hawaii haven't finished. Let's not have any results until everybody's done. It just it discounts other people's votes. In the 2020 primary, I wanted to vote for Elizabeth Warren, but our state is too late in the process, and she was out then. I may have voted for it anyway, because by that point it was Biden. So, and I may have been a protest vote in that primary, which is the appropriate place to put your protest vote. So anyway, they had on John Karl today on The View to talk about Super Tuesday results. And thank God, because then we didn't have to listen to Amy Alyssa Farrah Fowler Griffin go on about these revelations, that are, new to her, but the rest of us have been there. I don't know how Whoopi holds it together with her sometimes. But sometimes she doesn't. She's a little snippy. But it's like, girl, buy a clue. Anyway, so it's standard fare. But then Joy goes into her stupid rant about how Trump is calling Argentina a person. We know that get over it. Like, we know what that gaffe is. And it's like, and he's talking about Argentina. When he's talking about him, he's talking about the leader of Argentina. We know where he's going with that shorthand. It's the rest of his mental decline. And why aren't we talking about all of the mental health professionals who have studied him, on tape to say he's unfit. Why are we just ignoring all this? And then they have to go down the road of, Joe Biden's too old, and why don't we have younger people, and why didn't he bring more young people into the fold? Well, you know what? Fucking The View, you're part of the goddamn media. If you're tired of people talking about him being too old, stop talking about him being too old. Stop talking about what things he didn't do. Have some, and if you're worried about the younger bench in the Democratic Party, put Katie Porter on your show more often. Pete Buttigieg, he was just on some fucked up TV program and schooled the the moderator, the host, on just lies and misinformation, and he's so calm. Pete Buttigieg is like, he's a master at just you know letting the crazy be crazy and then being like, this is what's actually truth. um it's he like, put him around more often. And you didn't even show, they showed it at the beginning of uh the sort of the teaser at the top, but they didn't show voter reactions when I saw these clips, these fucking voters in apparently the South. One guy was like, I'd never vote for a woman. Her place is in the kitchen. Like, oh man. And then another woman was like, Nikki Haley is probably menopausal, and we don't want that. I think, you know, women deterring other women from power. It's just like, it's some sort of like, believing your captor kind of process. I don't know. Is that, um, it's not Munchausen. What's the, what's this, what's the symptom when you like, you fall in love with your kidnapper? Whatever that is. Um, I feel like women who don't support other women have just sort of bought into this idea that women don't deserve leadership and power, which is just disgusting. It's really disheartening to to sort of hear from voters um, and their reasoning for all of this. And John Karl is right, and Whoopi is right, and I've been saying it for months. It really doesn't fucking matter what's going on right now in terms of polling. There's so much that's going to happen between now and November. Trump's still got court cases. We've got to see what happens with the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court actually says he has full immunity, then Biden should just go out and have him killed. Oh God, I don't mean that. But I don't know. I can't even go into that right now. Um, it's uh, it's a long way between now and November, and the American public do need to be reminded of just how chaotic things were under Trump. Um, and that, if you want to withhold your vote because you're mad at Biden about X, you're going to get less out of Trump. Um, and all those Muslim voters in Michigan, like, I get it. You're mad. I don't blame you. Um, but you're gonna get deported from the other one. So, uh, you know, I've said this so many times over the last few weeks. Choose your enemy wisely, because one might not do all the things that you want, and the other might literally just put you in a camp or send you out of the country. Um, so, so those are our choices. Um, a flawed democracy or an autocracy. Not oops, autocracy, autocracy. What do you want? And Whoopi keeps saying it, but she doesn't say it that boldly. Like, do you do you want to have autonomy over your own body, over what you can say? I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing it's going to be a long fucking year, because it is difficult to understand how people can go either right in the circle or pull a lever for Donald Trump, thinking that that is the guy that should be in charge of anything, just fucking anything. But I mean, I know at the heart of it, it's the bigotry. There's no greater evidence to show uh, the racism and otherism and just straight up bigotry of this country than to see all of the people following Donald Trump blindly when they really have no idea what his policies are actually doing for anyone or to anyone, except the fact that he makes them feel better about being their own little brand of racist. So that's a hump day.